You're doing Ralfy at Ralfy Customs. Time for another vlog now. If you follow along, you'll know that last week I spent most of the week getting bikes ready to go away with my club, which I did. And I've got to say, I'm still buzzing because, long story short, if you check out my one that got away video that I'll try and link to somewhere there, I'll probably forget, so look in my playlist, you'll see that I bounced around a bit and I ended up leaving the bike club that I was part of way back in the day, 26 years ago. Well, after nearly 2 years of fucking hard work and dedication, I've finally rejoined, and this weekend I became a full backpatch member, which is just where I was before. And I put a bit of a video and a few pictures in so you can see what I got on with. Yeah. Also this week coming up, we're going to do a little bit more on the old Cafe Racer, on the Triumph. I'm looking over the camera to see it. The Triumph Norton style Cafe Racer for our Lee. So let's get into it.
The next style was in the club 20 years ago, and he's still got the same bike. Fucking beautiful bike. The man's a bit strange. It's Ralfy from Knots. Come on, Ralfy!
On with this, we've got a side stand bracket to make and fit on. We've got this box to mount, this seat base to mount, this tank to mount, back light to mount, steering stops to make. So plenty going on. Righto, I'm going to utilise the use of these chats. I call them double chat, single chat. Yeah, it's 5mm by 25, 5 by 50, and we cut a piece off about 1.25 inches long, so it allows for a weld, and 1 inch free. So, like fucking so. In doubles and singles, I just cut a load and then go over to the Bridgeport, which I've left the DLO one, and just power feed fucking 8.5mm holes straight through them, like, you know, line them up with the end of the vise and drill, and then flip them, and drill for those, and just line them up with the end of the vise for those. Yeah, so we're there now. What I'm thinking is, as this sits on the bike like that, we're going to have a double chat at the front that it bolts onto, and probably drill through and then weld some bolts in there, but it's not going to be easy, is it? We can't have a threaded section in there because there's a battery, so we don't want anything screwing up towards the battery. I thought about welding stainless bolts on there, but I'm not sure about that. It's going to be tricky to get them on there and get them lined up, and etc. If I got any stainless bolts, that is. I thought a couple of X bolts might do it, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Let's see what I can come up with. But for the back, I think we're going to make a strap that goes across and then catches one of these each end. So it sits on that and that'll stop it. I reckon that'll do it. I do. See what I've got, see what bolts I've got, and then we'll look at how we're going to do that. Oh, so we have found a couple of cap heads that with Mrs. Tiggy winkled in place, and I think that's fucking peaches. So that will stand off like that on the frame. We'll get it tacked on, and then we'll look at mounting the back somehow, like supporting the back. Okay, fucking dokey. So we've got more stainless bolts TIG welded on. More brackets MIG welded on, and that is going no fucking where. So that's that. Happy days. Now, when it comes to the seat, there's no fixings, is there? Oh, fuck all. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Jeez Louise. So I'm gonna try and work something out. I'm gonna have to make a fixing that pop rivets to this, or do something similar, something like that. So we'll lean on the fucking MIG torch. So what I fancy is a couple of these, look, up here, up inside there, with a bolt to bolt it down, and then you've got it like. That'd be my way of doing it. I'm just not sure how well that's going to hold once we get the plate. I'm going to have to make a plate a bit longer than this with a bolt coming through, with a thready bit sticking up, and then 2 small holes to pop rivet it to this. I think that's going to be the only way of doing it. You can't have a nut and bolt through the fiberglass. You know, what are you going to do? Okay, so we've cut these little strips of stainless, look, and well, my plan is I'm going to drill these 2 holes at each end for a rivet, and then drill the middle to weld a bit of thread sticking out. So a bit of threaded something, a bit of stainless steel or something, not sure, not quite sure how that's going to work just yet, whether it's going to go through and then go on the inside of the job, you know, on top of the seat with an hole through the middle for the threaded bolt to go through, and then the foam or whatever Lee uses on it will cover that up, or whether it's going to go from underneath, so that way up, and it's going to be flush on the back. So we'll just TIG it, just drill through, push the bolt through, TIG around it. Not sure, not fucking sure. So I'm just going to run through with a 4mm bit. A little bit of lube, and that'll give us clearance for the rivet that we're going to use. Then we need to countersink. So there's those 3 holes drilled. Get that away, and then I'm going to come in with the centre drill that I'm going to use to countersink the outside to, because they'll take a rivet. Yeah, like fucking so. Just guess it like. Nice and steady. Maybe we've run out of trouble on the fucking. Well, I hope we have. I hope it ain't fucked up the fucking dentist drill. No, there we go. Just. Yeah. Right, fucking so. Now then, do we drill this out to 8mm? I think we fucking do 8mm. So the centre one is now going to be out to 8mm. So we'll just drop this down a little bit and tighten it up. Fucking shaking like a shitting dog, that fucking shook it. My life. Right, so now got a little bracket that's quite hot. But it's got 2 pound sun cars and 1 for the bolt, so we'll look at welding it up. Right, so I've elected, as you've just seen, to weld nuts on the inside. That is. See that bow, look, it's got a bow in it, right? How are we going to fix that? Well, we're going to do this, look, I think, if that's not too hard, then we're just going to tap and get that bend out. Whee! Fuck off. There's a, like that. So, that one's bent, that one's snot. How can you tell when you straightened it out? Because it's not bent anymore. Yeah. Right, so what we're going to do now is fix those to this, the underside of this. We're going to, here's where it's going to mount. There's the frame rails, look, I've drawn round and I've measured up from here, up, to get it as equal as I can. We're going to position them there, pop rivet them and drill a bigger hole to clear that nut. And that can sit under the seat frame or whatever Liz going to use, like. So, they're there now, there they are. So, and it just broke through. So, the seat sponge will take care of that. And, sorry, pad filming, we'll get that on and in place, look. Kind of there. And then we'll look at fitting these up under there. And that'll be happy days. And that's those on there, look. So, excuse me. Now the seat base clips. Doesn't clip at all, does it, you dickhead? Fucking hell. I'm having a proper fucking challenging day. But now that bolt's up there, look. Onto those plates that I've made. And it's just poked through a little bit. And like I said, the seat frame will cover that, hopefully. You've got to have a fixing. I didn't know how else to do it, to be fair, like. I reckon that'll work a treat. For a quick snack, look, we've got instant noodles, tuna, black pepper and salad cream, because that's how we rock and roll. If you want to see more cooking, you know, if you want to get the old kitchen area fucking warmed up for you, do a bit of cooking, let me know in the comments. Drop us a comment. And we see about doing a fucking cooking something or another, like, you know.
Don't forget, folks, our Fuckstock stickers are now available in our Etsy store. Link in the description below. Fuckstock, you know it makes sense.
Right, so the seat base is done, foot pegs are done from previous video. Electric box is done. I can't mount the tank because it's not all here. Yeah. Yeah. So we've got this fucking strip with a latch for the back for this end that needs pot riveting on where it needs to be, but there should be something for the front and I ain't got that. There very much should be a bit of dowel that goes through there with a threaded hole and a long bit of fucking threaded rod that goes down the front of the tank. That comes here, look, in that gap. And then this threaded rod comes down and through here, or a tube or something that's not in place yet because we don't have that. So I can't do that. I need to ring him and see what's what. That leaves side stand bracket I've got to make and weld on somewhere here. Like that. Ain't it? Or back here. I think here probably. And this rear light, this fucking... He came and had a look and he wants it an inch behind that, so... That don't work for me, like. Back in there is fucking shit. It's covered up too much. When the bike's on the ground, like, you're not going to see it. It needs to fucking be down there, and then it's quite close to the back mudguard, but... You know, so... You need to see how to fucking mount that. Make a framework off here or something. Sorry, not showing you very well. Yeah, difficult. Let's make a brew and have a look. All right, what I've come up with to make this floating space, I'm not keen, to be fair. Like, it's not. I'd cut that cunt off, I would, if it were me. Sorry, I'd cut that off. I'd cunt that cut off, so that sits up better. If it were me, like. But what I'm going to do is put two frame rails. I'm going to bring 2 frame rails up inside, so they'll go up and then out to catch the back light. You'll see, like a curve. So basically, I'm going to get 2 bits of 7/8 frame tube. I'm not going to pull the bending bench into the workshop area. I'll do it out here because there's only 2 bends, and we'll go from there. Right, so we've got them mounted, ready to bend, all set up. I've had a guesstimate. Sorry about that. I had a guesstimate at what we want. This is a bit too long and that's a bit too long. And I've bent a bit of aluminium welding rod to give us a bit of an angle. So I'll get one bent up and I'll offer it up and see what's what. Hey. Righto, so there we go. We've got a couple of these. Look, they're going to fit in that C2. And they're going to go side by side. So they're not too boingy with the plates on the end to take the back light. So I'm going to get them offered up and trimmed and fuck about with them, like, so bear with me. Well, we'll see what I can do. First order of operations is to have a guesstimate where they're going to hit the seat tube. Hold on, grab some bits, look. Come round here. It's not going to be the best video, this one, is it? To be fair, like, I can't really fucking get in. So I'm going to catch them on there, they're going to go up and then they're going to come out. And they're going to end here with a plate that takes that. That's it. So let's see what we can do. So we've trimmed them off and we've got the angle of the dangle that we need, and we've marked them square and flat, and what I'm now making is a plate to weld onto these 2 tubes, because I don't want to weld that directly. You know, I want to make that bolt off and onable. So basically I've traced around that and worked out where the centres need to be. And we'll get these holes drilled up and get the corners knocked off and rounded up, and then see about welding these bad boys on it, won't we? Okie dokie. Then we'll just auto feed these 3 holes on the bridge foot. There we go, that's one done. What I do is use my wibbly wobbly to centre on each hole, and then we'll come back and do the centre hole with a hole saw. Righto, hole saw away, nice and steady. We'll just work our way through that. Happy days. So the plate's made, the tubes are made. What I need to try and do now is tack them on there square so they're not fucking pissed up. Ain't it? Not quite sure how we're going to do that, but I think it will involve a big square or 2 and maybe a magnet or 2. So let's see what we can jiggle. Oh, righto. So we've squared up and we've magneted shit, and we're against this, look, like that, nice and square in there, and I'm hoping that's going to do it. So I think really all we can do is tack it up and see what's what, can't we really? Well, would you look at that? There she is, boys. There she is. Now, it's just a case of, just like it's easy, you know what I mean, of offering it up under here, look, and getting it where we want it, like that, and then tacking it in place. So I'll do that off camera, as most of this work seems to have been, and then we'll see what's what. And there we have it, look. Hey, Johnny Five's alive. So yeah, we got the fucking, here we go, look, let's get this on. Let's try my best to show you. One-handed. That goes on there, sits down, Bosch gets bolted up on these that we made. Backlight tucks in there. Happy fucking dias. And it won't fucking swing and boing and fuck about too much. Like, that is fucking solid. Yeah, where are we at then? So that's fucking done. Seats done. Box is done. Recess are done. It's this, and this is what we need to do next. And I don't think we're going to be putting 3 mounts. Yeah, because it's fugly. That is fugly, that bracket. So I'm going to have to make something. We're going to have to pair off that side stand switch lug with the help of this. I'll have that bolt out as well, and then we'll look at making a fucking bracket out of whatever thickness that is, 10mm, 12mm. Not sure. The odour. So, I've been worried about the wireless playing songs and getting copyright strike, but I've realised that an earlier segment taken when I was on stage with my club has got fucking jump around all over it, so you'll probably get hit up for that anyway. Hence, I've not bothered turning the wireless down on this. As we're closing, as this video is coming to an end, what I'm going to make is a block that emulates this. I'm not fussed about that. That can be a bolt that's going to be welded on somewhere, and I'm not fussed about any of this supporting cast, like, because this is going to be made out of 12mm thick fucking plate. What I've worked out is I need a square. It's not a square, but I need a shape, that shape inside the chalk lines, and then there's a pivot hole, and there's a 20mm radius on this, on that, to sweep, for this to sweep around. Fucking hell, camera works appalling. So yeah, that's going to mount on there like that, look, and then it's going to sweep around. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rough that out and then take it over to the Bridgeport, and we're going to clean it up and do that fucker, I reckon. Righto, we've got that mounted. We're going to just take a little light pass with 4 flute cutter. It's just touching. Might have to fucking wind the knee up a little bit for the next pass. And all I'm looking to do, let me do that by hand. All I'm looking to do is clean that up a bit, because most of it's going to go, well, about half of it is going to go bye-bye, isn't it? So let's just fucking have the knee up a few thab, like that, and see how that goes. There we go, nice and gently, cutting away, just cleaning that up, nothing too drastic. We'll do that with all 4 sides, and then we'll get it clamped and drilled out to 12mm, and then look at putting the radius on for that sweep that we talked about earlier. Right, just coming up on the last cut, a bit of swarf just flicked off and gone straight on the end of my finger. I shit you not. That's it, nice and squared up, you know. It's fucking hell, man. It's not got to be absolutely perfect. So with that fucking done, we'll turn off the auto feed because it's noisy. There we go, and we'll have that out. I've got a packer in there because I'm stood on a couple of parallels to get the height I need. I've not bothered with this front edge because it's welded to the frame, so it's going to sit like that with a 12mm hole and a radius that I'm about to work out. So let's get it drilled. So we're all clamped up and fucking ready to rock and roll on the 12mm. And we're going to go straight in with the old auto feed, and we'll be happy days, I'm sure. Bit of lube, because that's what separates us from the animals, and we'll let that do its thing. It shouldn't take long. And then we need to radius that corner off, and we'll have one bracket for the side stand, won't we? So, happy days. I think that's through. Yep, we're through. There's your blows, Captain. Sorted. Righto, let's try and explain this radius in then, without using a rotary table or a former. You've seen me weld bolt things to to this with the right radius and then just use that to cut and grind to, but I don't want to do that with this. We're going to do it with a milling machine. So what I've done, I've drilled that 12mm hole, put the 12mm shank of the drill through the hole and push this down in the vise. So we are going to pivot around that fulcrum. I don't know if fulcrum's the right word, but we'll put an oily Rizzler on and then we'll wind it up. We'll wind the job up until it grabs it, which it should do any second now. Come on, you bastard. There. Right. That is now a thou off. That, so that'll do. That's good enough for this. And we'll lock everything off. So we've locked the knee off. We've locked the fucking column off. Yeah. And we'll just foot that off that way. Now, what we'll do is undo the vise a little and just, I should say, we put a square in there, down there, look, to make sure it's square. Yeah, but now, what I'm going to do is just cock it up a bit, look. Just cocked it up a bit. Like that, look, just like that. Yeah, then we'll spin it up and we'll make a cut. Nice and steady. Come on. Like so. I mean, if you weren't worried about your fingers, you wouldn't particularly need to switch it off between goes, but I am. So we'll cock it up a little bit more. Yeah. Maybe not that much, Ralfy. Just a little bit. Nip it up. Wind it in. Not quite enough. So back out. Off. Undo. Lift up. Two up. On. Wind in. And now gradually and steadily chew that corner off. Won't it? You with me? So go again, that's just to show you. So undo, fucking vice, lift up, tighten up, sorry, banging you. And there she goes. And we just keep doing that until we get the desired radius. Yeah, it's fucking great, isn't it? Dead clever and really simple, and I'm sorry that I keep bashing the camera. You know, such is life. Happy days. Amigos. You can join me when we're near the end. Right, we're on the home straight. I think we're about there. If I've not, I've set the camera right in the way of the fucking chuck key. So. Just there, look. And that is going to get us there. Little kiss off, look. And you can see. Oh, sorry. You're right in the way. I put a tripod right where you're. And again, sorry. Fucking hell. Scream if you want to go faster. So. There you go, look, not bad. So it's multifaceted, obviously, but you run round it once with a sander and you've got yourself your fucking bracket, so that's happy days. And there it is. There's the old one with all this shit on, made out of a lump of don't know what. There's the new one with a weld prep on this edge. Chamfered up. Bob's your jolly old. Happy day. So, yeah, trying to frame the Triumph in the background. Hey, innit? Frame shot, Ralfy, frame shot. It just leaves me, as always, to thank you for watching. If you liked what you see, give me a thumbs up. And give me a sub. Click the notification so you don't miss any updates. And I just really want to say again, it's eased me back in this week. Last weekend is a fucking moment in my life that I'll always treasure. So I'm still buzzing. Anyone that's involved in that will totally understand where I'm coming from after 26 years away. So big love everyone, and I'll see you on the next one.